Welcome, this is Red from Four Guys in a Comic, and today we'll be continuing Secret Empire with Steve Rogers' Captain America, issue number 16. Wow, what can I say? This issue is all sorts of amazing, must read. This kicks off Secret Empire so well. It's that amazing, spine-chilling issue that just, it's all sorts of wow. And because of that, we're going to be going through this really page by page, covering a lot of stuff. If you haven't read this yet, oh my goodness. And if you're not familiar with Secret Empire, check out the other YouTube videos building up to this. I'll be going through all these Secret Empire issues one by one, so all of you who are out there who are uncertain about it can get the cliffhanger notes on what's happening, or those of you that are really diehard into it will be able to pick up something new that maybe you didn't learn before. Alright, so, issue number 16. It's something else. First page, as you can see over here to the side, you probably can't see the print, so I'm going to read this out for you, okay? Steve Rogers' reality has been secretly rewritten by Kobik, a sentient cosmic cube acting under the influence of the Red Skull. In Steve's new history, a Hydra agent named Elsa Sinclair, aka Madam Hydra, took Steve from his mother and enrolled him into a school where he was trained to believe in Hydra's ideals. He also befriended a young Helmut Zemo whose father, Henrik, would later be killed by Bucky Barnes. In the present, Zemo and Madam Hydra have returned to Steve's side, and the pieces are falling into place for a complete Hydra takeover. Steve killed the Red Skull and assumed control of his forces. Madam Hydra gathered a new Hydra High Council, and Zemo routed the Thunderbolts and captured Bucky, but Kobik was shattered into pieces. Meanwhile, fugitive former S.H.I.E.L.D. director Maria Hill is closing in on the truth. Alright, so that gives you a quick rundown what's been happening throughout the series with Captain America, and also what's been going on within the Thunderbolts as well, okay? So as you can see here, here's a younger Steve back in England in 1945 in a car with Elsa, and basically they're on their way. He's distraught. He's upset because Red Skull came into the picture, basically took over Hydra, and kind of just really crushed the ideas and the plans that Hydra had for making the world a better place. Because that's what Hydra was really all about. They just wanted to make the world better. Okay? And of course they had some ways of going about doing it, which, may not be ideally perfect, but they just want to make a better place. Red Skull basically wanted control. Alright? So, they're in the car and they drive back to the school that we talked about in the prologue where he was trained. And he doesn't understand why Elsa would bring him back to such a place. And she's basically says, sometimes you just need to go back to the beginning, back to where it all started. Then we flip over to today, and we see Maria Hill. She was just basically ousted out of S.H.I.E.L.D., lost control, which was turned over to Steve Rogers. And she met up with the Taskmaster because he had information to sell her. And obviously that information was part of the black box that was in the plane that crashed way back in issue 1, where Captain America said Hail Hydra, which we all know about. So, as you can see in this panel, she finally sees him saying it, but she has trouble believing it. It's like, this can't be true. This is, obviously a fake. No way could the great Captain America be Hailing Hydra. So, it turns over then to Baron Zemo, talking about how, his Thunderbolts turned against him, this cosmic cube was stolen from him, shattered into pieces, and he will triumph. So it breaks into the lab, he's talking with Eric, like, what's the update, what's the progress? He's really impatient, he really wants these fragments. And there's only one piece left, and he has a team out looking for that piece. Of course, Eric is not too happy because he thinks of Kobik more as his daughter, okay? He cares for the cube. So, it then leads into Zemo going to talk to Bucky, who we captured in the last issue of Thunderbolts. See the last YouTube video we did for explanation on that. And, of course, he has him strapped to a rocket. But we then break back into 1945. And, Steve is really upset, talking to Elsa. Everything I've been training for, working for, it's over. What can be done? Even my mother's gone. And Elsa's like, no, well, you know what? You think I lied to you. You think I killed your mother, but I really didn't. We need to talk. So it breaks into this next panel where he's reunited with his mom. And of course, that was a very touching moment, and he spent some time talking with her. And then it breaks back into Maria Hill being chased by Hydra agents and trying to get Rick Jones to basically say, hey, don't give any information to Captain America. Send me the codes for S.H.I.E.L.D. Send everything to me. Put me back in charge. Even after she was, basically disavowed from S.H.I.E.L.D. Then it flips back into the last piece of the Cosmic Cube being found. So Eric is just like, oh no, they found it. What's he going to do? So he ends up tasing, one of the co-workers and doing his last little bit to try to save what he can. Flipping back over, Barnes is strapped to the rocket, and Baron Zemo is, saying, hey, you know what? This is what you deserve. You killed my father. I kill you. It's revenge time. But I have something to show you. So he puts on a little hologram, and it's Captain America with a special message to his friend Bucky. And I have to read this out because it's pretty good. Hello, Bucky. I'm sorry I'm not there right now. Next page over. You deserve a proper goodbye after all. I want you to know that not everything you remember was false. You were a good and loyal friend during the war, and I didn't enjoy betraying your trust back then. But the fact is we serve different sides. We believe different things. I think I know you well enough to understand that I can never change your mind about that. And, unfortunately, there's also the fact that no matter what you remember, you are responsible for the death of a great man. And Helmut deserves justice for that. I wish, and, Bucky's like, turn it off. Turn it off. So, Helmut turns it off, and, Bucky's just disillusioned. He's like, I can't believe it. Captain's not Hydra. Come on, this is Captain America. And Helmut's like, yeah, well, goodbye. Clicks the button and launches Bucky away. We flip back to 1945, and Steve and his mom have had a nice long discussion all night long, talking, catching up on things. And Elsa's basically saying, hey, you know what? We have a plan, okay? Don't worry. We have a plan for you. Don't despair. But you know what? You're going to come back years from now as a great hero. So, not too much going on with that. Next page over, Captain America's, still talking with Elsa about, plans for the future. But then it breaks into now, and Elsa is reunited with Cap. She kept her promise that someday she will be back and there for him. And during this time while she was away, she put together a new Hydra Council and turned it all over to Cap. He's now in charge of Hydra completely, solely. This is his. All right, now we break over to the S.H.I.E.L.D. helicarrier. They're over Sokovia because Hydra took it over and has basically owns the country. And they have threatened a nuclear attack if anyone should bother to retaliate against them. So S.H.I.E.L.D. is there and preparing to do what S.H.I.E.L.D. does. And it flips back to Cap and the Taskmaster, and he's like, hey, we got a problem. Maria Hill is trying to talk to Rick Jones. We intercepted the call, and you might want to do something about it. So Cap here, gets on the horn, calls Rick and says, hey, I understand you're on the phone with Maria Hill. Things are happening, things are going on. Do not trust her. Remember, she was released from control of S.H.I.E.L.D. I am in charge of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm Captain America. Listen to me. And Rick is like, yeah, of course. I'm going to listen to Cap over this woman who was thrown out of S.H.I.E.L.D. So he sends Cap all the codes and everything needed for S.H.I.E.L.D. And right after he does so, as you can see in this next page over, Hydra then knocked Rick out and captured him. So now Cap is completely in control of S.H.I.E.L.D. as well as Hydra. And as you may or may not as well know, AIM as well. And that we talked about back in the Thunderbolts. No, that was before the Thunderbolts. And so check out the previous videos so you can get a full understanding of all that's going on. So now Cap and Elsa are just basically talking, saying, you know what, Elsa, we're failing. Things are going wrong. You know what? We have problems. The cube is shattered. Elsa's like, no, everything is fine. Don't worry about it. What we really need now is the great and almighty Captain America to give an inspirational speech out to the troops of Hydra. So Cap does that. He gets on a teleprompter, but he has his face masked and covered digitally, so people don't know. He doesn't want to, give out his hand just yet of who he is. So he puts out this really eloquent speech, and I have to read this out to you. I mean, come on. Spencer actually did a really good job writing this out. Now he goes, I understand that many of you must be confused right now, wondering who this man is who claims to be your new leader. And I wish that I could show my face, that I could look you in the eye. But this is not the time yet, I'm afraid. The skull told Hydra was an outlet for your anger. He channeled your rage to suit his own ends. But I aim to tell you that Hydra is so much more. It has existed since the dawn of man, preserved through dynasties and empires. Belonging to it is to belong to something far greater than yourselves. Countless years ago, a wheel was built, and seated around it were the heads of brotherhoods and organizations, the shield, the spear, the leviathan, and they were pitted against one another, used as pawns by men who believed themselves to be enlightened elite. Well, I'm here to end all that, and I will not be ruled by the wheel. I will rule instead, and all of us will be pawns no longer. All right? Through Hydra, we will be made stronger together. We will fight to forge a better world, no matter the cost. A world where no one is put above any others, where all work together for a common cause, ever expanding, ever increasing. Cut off one limb, and two more shall take its place. All right. Why limb? We know it's supposed to be head. Okay. Welcome to the Planetary Defense Shield Base. Okay, so kind of breaking away from the speech a little bit. This page over here, we see Eric basically committing suicide. All right, then we go over to this page here, and with the shield base, we have a suicide bomber taking down the defense system for shield that's holding the planetary defense together. Now, if you may or may not realize that there is a shield encompassing the Earth, so outside attacks cannot come in. All right. So, picking up back to the speech, I will not lie to you like the Red Skull did. The path is in front of us, and it is not an easy one. It will be difficult and treacherous, and all of us will be called upon to sacrifice. But know that we are striving for something worthy. United, we will achieve the impossible. Know that I will never ask from you what I am not willing to do myself, and I have given everything to the cause, and I have paid a terrible price. That price, as we see in this panel, his friend Bucky is dead. Wow. But I will never waver, and I expect the same from you. Our victory is at hand. We will expose those who claim to lead us. We will lay bare their weakness and their corruption. We will bring order and strength to chaos. This is our hour. This is our place. Now everything changes. And when it's over, when the dust settles, the whole world will kneel and say the words, Hail Hydra. Ending the issue. All right. Now we get into the real Secret Wars stuff, or Secret Empire stuff. And the stuff is just blows apart from here. Great issue, really well written, well drawn, everything. This is everything you would want from an issue. Wow. I can't wait to see what else is going to happen. Follow me in the next YouTube video, and we'll continue on from there. Until then, guys, Hail Hydra. And remember, cut off one head, two more shall take its place.